What if I told you that everything we thought we knew about human history was wrong? That deep beneath the earth, a message has been waiting for 120,000 years to be found. A message that could rewrite our entire origin story. This isn't science fiction. This is what a team of archaeologists may have just uncovered. It all started in a remote, forgotten corner of the globe. A place no one ever thought to look. Routine satellite scans, the kind that map our planet's surface, picked up something strange, an anomaly. A hollow structure, hidden deep underground, that just didn't look natural. Intrigued, a team was dispatched. What they found would send shockwaves through the scientific community. After days of careful excavation, they broke through into a sealed underground chamber. The air that rushed out was ancient, unchanged for millennia. The moment they stepped inside, they knew this was no ordinary cave. The walls weren't rough and jagged, formed by water and time. They were smooth, deliberately shaped. The tunnels leading deeper into the earth showed signs of heavy use, worn down by countless passages over unimaginable spans of time. One of the first bizarre discoveries was the atmosphere itself. Oxygen levels inside the cave were remarkably stable, almost as if some ancient, unknown technology was controlling the environment. How was that possible? As they ventured further, they noticed markings on the stone walls, long, straight scores, far too precise to have been made by the primitive stone tools we associate with that era. It was as if a machine had carved them. Then they found the inhabitants. Not alive, of course, but their remains told a fascinating story. Multiple skeletons, laid out in what were clearly deliberate burial positions. These weren't people who had simply died in a cave. They had been mourned, respected, and intentionally interred. The team carefully took samples for radiocarbon dating, expecting a result in line with known human migration. The lab results that came back were stunning. The remains were approximately 120,000 years old. This was a bombshell. 120,000 years ago, our ancestors, Homo sapiens, were just beginning their long journey out of Africa. They were hunter-gatherers, using simple tools. Yet, these skeletons didn't quite fit. They showed distinct and consistent anatomical differences from any known hominin species. Were these our ancestors? Or something else entirely? The deeper they explored, the more organized the space became. They found what appeared to be storage pits, a structured floor layout, and evidence of woven fibrous textiles far more advanced and far older than anything previously discovered. Soot on the ceiling confirmed the use of controlled fire for light and heat. These were not primitive cave dwellers. This was a society. And then they entered the main chamber. It was breathtaking. The space was clearly designed for ritual. Stone platforms, intricate arrangements of rocks, and strange, unfamiliar symbols covered every surface. But it was the walls that held the biggest secret. They were covered in paintings. Vivid, detailed paintings that had survived for over 100 millennia. There were paintings of human-like figures, yes, but what they were doing was unbelievable. Some murals were clearly anatomical diagrams, showing internal organs with shocking accuracy. The heart, the lungs, the digestive system all depicted perfectly. How could a 120,000-year-old culture possibly have this level of medical knowledge? We didn't develop that kind of understanding until the last few centuries. Among the figures, one stood out. A tall, slender, non-human figure appeared again and again in the murals. It was always depicted as an observer, or sometimes a teacher. The scenes showed complex rituals, moments that looked like instruction, and terrifying images of destruction fire raining from the sky, floods engulfing the land. The world's leading experts were flown in, and they were baffled. They had no explanation for the anatomical knowledge. No explanation for the precision stonework. No explanation for the strange, tall figure that haunted the cave walls. The discovery fractured the scientific community. On one side, those who urged caution, seeking conventional explanations, no matter how strained. On the other, those who believed this discovery shattered our existing timeline of civilization. Suddenly, things got quiet. Access to the site was heavily restricted. Official reports were released, but they seemed watered down. Some of the most startling details, like the anatomical charts and the non-human figure, were either downplayed or omitted entirely. Insiders whispered that initial expert opinions, which called the findings paradigm shifting, were softened or removed. Why the secrecy? What are they trying to hide? It leads to a chilling thought. What if this wasn't just a home or a tomb? What if this entire complex, with its incredible art and impossible knowledge, was created for one purpose: to send a message. A warning, perhaps. A time capsule left by a civilization far more advanced than we could ever imagine, telling their story for a future generation us to find. The paintings seem to chronicle their history, their knowledge, their rituals, and their ultimate downfall. They learned the secrets of the body, they understood the world around them, and they were watched over, or perhaps guided by beings we can't identify, and then it all ended in catastrophe. Is it possible that an advanced civilization existed on Earth 120,000 years ago? A civilization that was wiped out, leaving only this cryptic warning hidden deep within the Earth. And if so, who were they? Were they an offshoot of humanity that achieved brilliance and then vanished? Or were they something else? Something not from here? The tall figure in the paintings suggests a story we are not prepared to hear. The official narrative of human history says that civilization is a recent invention, that we slowly crawled from the caves to the cities. This discovery challenges all of it. It suggests a cycle of rise and fall, of forgotten chapters in our own story. Perhaps we are not the first. Perhaps we are just the latest in a long line of civilizations to rise on this planet. The questions are dizzying, and for now, the answers remain locked away, behind government restrictions and classified reports. But the secret is out. We know that something incredible was found in that cave. Something that proves our history is far more mysterious and complex than we've ever been told. What do you think? Are we on the verge of the greatest revelation in human history, or is this the beginning of a cover-up on a global scale? Let me know your theories in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you want to explore more of history's greatest mysteries, make sure to subscribe.